I never thought I'd be making another Vox video. Kidding, I totally saw this coming. So I've been noticing, spending a lot of time on Reddit now, I've been noticing a lot of fans do not understand Vox, like, at all. And I'm like, what the hell? So, I feel like I need to make this video to explain Vox's deal, because for some reason, people seem to have this misconception about him, and this, like, whole wrong idea about him for literally no reason. Like, I don't understand how you don't understand this. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to speak my piece on Vox and about what he is, like, all about. So let's get into it. Actually, before we do, if I sound very, like, tired right now, it's because I just recorded lines for something. So my voice is tired, but I'm still gonna do this. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, there's a common misconception about Vox that his whole motivation and reason why he's evil in the first place is because of Alistair. A lot of people seem to have this in their head that the only reason Vox is acting the way he does throughout Season 2 is all because of Alistair's rejecting him 70 years ago. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not all why he's acting like this. Like, do you not, like, because, like, for some reason people think this, that Alistair's just his whole motivation, and he's like, not at all. Like, he's part of his motivation, I'll get into that later, but it's not the main reason why Vox is like this. So, I just want to make it clear that Vox was like this from the start. Because Brighter is a flashback as well, we see that when Vox was alive, he literally murdered everyone in his TV station so that he could climb to the top. Oh my god, Vox is paramount. So, yeah, he was literally evil when he was alive. Like, you seem to be forgetting he's in hell. There's a reason he's in hell, and this is why. Because he was an evil murderer who climbed his way to the top of the TV industry until he accidentally killed himself. I still think this was meant, like, maybe not exactly like that, but I feel like he was going to kill himself and his cult there. I just felt like that's what it was. Why would you have a meeting in a room full of water with live wires everywhere? That's just asking to die, right? So yeah, that's the reason he was in hell, and as you can see, he's always had this, like, mindset of wanting to be at the top and wanting to be a god. He has a god complex, so nothing to do with Alistair, right? Because this was way before he even knew Alistair even existed. Now, I will say, the flashback is supposed to make us feel like that, because the flashback of Alistair rejecting Vox happens before we see Brighter. It's supposed to make us feel bad for him. Like, it's supposed to be a curveball. Like, we feel bad for him because he looks all sweet and innocent and adorable. I actually do mean that. In the flashback, and then you feel bad when Alistair just laughs in his face and rejects him. And then when you like, see the modern day again, it's like, oh, so this is why he's like this. And then Brighter's just the curveball, and then you remember, oh yeah, he's a demon in hell. He's always been like this. So yeah, but some people seem to miss the point of that for some reason. So I don't get why. It was very obvious to me. Also, Alistair had nothing to do with, like, Vox's, like, plan to destroy the Hazbin Hotel's representation. Because, like, even before he realizes that Alistair's alive from Adam's attack, he's, like, spreading misinformation, calling Charlie a dictator, saying that she is Danny Doobad, which, why would you ever compare her to Danny Doobad? They look nothing alike. And, yeah, so he's already trying to ruin the hotel to make everyone trust him instead of Charlie, so he can take over hell. So, already, that has nothing to do with Alistair. That's just his plan, and that's what he's doing. I don't know. Obviously, there's a bonus to it that, like, Alistair will, like, suffer as well, but it's still more an attack on Charlie than it is on Alistair. So to be fair, Alistair did surrender himself to Vox, which was part of his own plan to get off his contract with Rosie. I'm not going to get into that here. But that was more of a bonus to Vox, because he was just going to kill him. But when, in Vox's mind, the fact that Alistair is surrendering himself to be his bottomless bitch, that's a total win for him. And yeah, he still made Alistair watch him have sex with Valentino, which was a bit gross, but yeah. That also has nothing to do with his plan to take over hell. That's just a bonus to him, you know? Also, this is another thing a lot of people don't talk about, which I find weird. Like, again, he's in hell, so it makes sense. And he grew up in the 50s, to be fair, which, but Vox is literally racist. Like, not only did he try and get Carmilla to join his team by literally dressing in, like, not even the right outfit, by the way. God, that bit was funny, though. He's also racist to Valentino and Velvet, who granted are evil as well, but they're both also people of color. and Vox is the only white man that's part of their team. So he kind of just assumes he's the leader, and those two are his bitches. The worst part is his last name is Whitman, which is basically just white man. Like, God. So how literal can you be? So yeah, they do realize this later on, that Vox was kind of just using them near the end, and now they've took his body away. And I assume in Season 3 that they're not going to give his body back until he learns to be better. I already made a whole video about Vox being redeemed, though, if you want to go watch that. So yeah, he is a racist. He even says to Val, I don't understand you when you talk that island language. He's speaking like Spanish, and he said that to him. But Val threw a glass in his face and said, I'm from fucking Florida! So, yeah, he deserved that. Also kind of a little bit implied that he manipulated and groomed him a little bit, to be fair. Like, I will say, I mean, we don't know how they met yet, so for all we know, I could be completely wrong, but it is kind of implied, because, I mean, it's literally what he does to convince them to try and take over heaven. Because he talks about, oh, heaven's gonna be so great, you're gonna be able to make wings into dresses, Velvet, and you can have hot angel sluts, Valentino. Like, he makes it sound really cool to them, like, they'll want to go. I mean, obviously they'll want to go to heaven anyway, because heaven's way better than hell, but do you see what I mean? It's like he's trying to manipulate them and groom them into thinking. And the thing is, as well, he keeps saying that he's, like, in charge and that everyone should trust him when they're supposed to be a team, which Valentino and Velvet are under the impression of, because they always get mad when Vox just says, trust me, instead of trust us. So, yeah, definitely a little bit of manipulation going on there between Val and Vil. Right, so in my notes, I did actually write this one wrong, so I'm going to have to rephrase it. He also hypnotized Angel to spy on the hotel, and originally I wrote that that had nothing to do with Alistair, but technically it actually did. So this one I'll give, because for some reason I wrote that he like hypnotized Angel before he knew Alistair was staying at the hotel, but that's actually not true. He knew Alistair was at the hotel already, and then he hypnotized Angel. We know that from Poison, which takes place after Vox finds out that Alistair is staying at the hotel. So, yeah, I was wrong on that one. So, I just wanted to mention that he did hypnotize Angel, because that's still evil, but he did do that after he learned that Alistair was back, so fair enough. Another thing I remembered, I didn't actually write in my notes, but I'm glad I remembered, during his song Vox Populi, literally Alistair's backstage, so he's trying to, like, convince the people of hell why they should rise up to heaven, and Lucifer shows up, and he actually uses that to his advantage, because since he's hypnotized Angel, and angels went back to him, he knows that Lucifer can't hurt sinners, which does make sense, by the way, don't even comment that it doesn't. So, he, like, uses that against him, and makes out that he, like, should be the king of hell, like Vox. Actually, he says that they don't need a king, but then later on he says, I'll show you what it means to be the motherfucking king of hell, so yeah, I don't really get how they didn't catch up on that. Like, the sinners, I mean. So, again, nothing to do with Alistair. It was all part of his plan to, like, manipulate the sinners and use that to his advantage. And even, like, kind of manipulates and does propaganda, which totally is not based on anyone in real life. So, yeah, that also as well. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, so later on, when Vox accidentally breaks his deal with Alistair, because Alistair tricked him, they start fighting, but again, this has nothing to do with his scheme, you know, like, the battle between Vox and Alistair is also, like, a personal thing, but nothing to do with, like, anything that's going on, really. It just so happened that Alistair got out of his deal with him in that moment, just as he was winning. But, I will say, the fight does cause all the sinners to go against Vox, because he starts destroying everything in his demon form, and obviously that puts them off. So, Alistair did kind of save the day, to be fair, but it wasn't because of Alistair the whole, like, scheme even happened in the first place. Like, he already built planned to build the weapon. He already had Carmilla build it. He already planned to capture Lucifer and use him to power the weapon. And then he already planned to, you know, take over heaven. So, all of that, again, I know I keep repeating myself, nothing to do with Alistair. I keep saying the same thing over again, I know. You can tell that I've, added this in last minute because I fixed the mic. I'm sorry about how that sounded, but I left a pinned comment. So, after I finished editing the video, I told my friend about it. It's their birthday today at the time of recording this. Happy birthday, Meshuggah. And they said this as well, and I feel like this is a fair enough thing to add. So they said how Vox is a narcissist who, can't handle rejection and obsesses over getting revenge over Alistair because he can't, you know, meet Alistair's standards. So, because let's be real, Alistair is completely stronger in every single way than Vox. Let's be real. So, I think it's fair enough to add this because you have to go at it from both angles, you know, like, I don't just want it to be like, I'm the one that's right, you know, like, I want to at least, you know, add things that defend the people who, like, say it's Alistair's fault, at least. I feel like that's fair enough. At the end of the video, I do say something that I'm not going to spoil, but, I'm gonna, just so you know, it's kind of redacted now, so there you go. Alright, my final point for the video, and to be fair, this is probably the number one point that makes everyone think that Alistair is the reason Vox is like this. In the climax of Season 2, Vox has lost, obviously. Everyone's turned against him. His, graph shows that he's not popular. His weapon's about to overload and explode and destroy the whole Pride Ring as well. And he says his iconic line, you know, fuck heaven, fuck hell, and fuck all of you. As long as I wipe that smile off of Alistair's fucking face, I don't care what happens. Gives me chills, sorry. And obviously I get, like, people are like, oh, see, it was because of Alistair. But, no, it's because Alistair beat him in the battle, and, you know, he's still smiling, like he has been for the last 70 years that Vox has known him. But he's also upset that his plan is lost, and also the fact that it's bringing him back to that moment when when Alistair rejected him. So yeah, the reason he lost was technically because of Alistair, but it was also because he kind of let his pride get in the way of him as well. Maybe he should be the king of the Pride Ring. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So in conclusion, the fandom seems to baby Vox a little bit too much. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Vox. He's my third favourite character behind Angel, Dust, and Lucifer. But I can see his flaws, I can see how evil he is, and I can accept that. I don't like him as a person, I just like him as a villain. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking him as a character as well, but you do need to remember that he is an evil, evil person, and he's in hell for a reason, and it's not all because of Alistair, right? I just feel like I needed to say this, you know? I don't know if people are going to agree with me, maybe I'll get some hate comments, but I had to speak my piece, and you know what? I don't care what happens. Sorry. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end my video. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. And if you want to count how many times I said not because of Alistair, then I challenge you to that as well, because I know I said it a lot. I realized that as I was recording. I'm sorry. But I'll see you next time. Bye!